Singapore has maybe a 0.01% of winning this game. But hey, it's in that 0.01% that Singapore will go to work. This is game 2, Philippines versus Singapore. Will Singapore finally be able to take one game off, make a statement, or will Philippines steamroll over what was the fastest game that we've seen in game number 1?
I don't have the answer for that one. I need really have to see first. Whoa. A lot of pressure coming up from Pabico right off the bat. Bellamy, I think, already activating the revitalize. Pabico with the flicker.
Pabico with the flicker. Jinxiang finding an angle. De La Cruz also utilizing the flicker. The damage coming in from Philippines right from the get-go and targeting onto Royven is pretty much expected. You have so much mobility from De La Cruz's Cho as well. Relun there in the vicinity. Getting locked up, stunned up. De La Cruz, no flicker as well. Does have the shooting floor, does have the dash, but Relun will not let him go.
First blood over the side of Relun already, so that's A-okay, but that's just, early game for now. De La Cruz is just a Cho currently. It's just De La Cruz's fault for giving the first blood over the side of Team Singapore.
Yep, Relun able to keep Venuia at bay down the bottom side as well. It's 40 seconds until the first turtle spawns, which will be a true test for Team Singapore and how they handle the aggression coming in from Philippines and their team fight prowess. And for Singapore, I wouldn't count that out just yet. There was slivers of success. De La Cruz hiding in within that bush. Do we take a look at this one? I think it's just a stunt, a good call, a good rotation from Relun.
But hold on a second, Churros, there's a main fight happening as well.
In the mid side, Bellamy taking a little bit too much damage. The spin will push Jinxiang back. The jungle will fall. Pabico as well. The boxer actually takes down the mid lane. Nepomuceno down low. Another one. Singapore showing signs of life in game number 2.
A bit of tempo that's sorely needed for the side Team Singapore. Team Philippines taking 3 deaths, 3 casualties as well. And that's also even before the turtle as well. So which means that Team Singapore has a bit of a chance to go over to the turtle. And even Roy using the Mystic Guns to try to finish.
The final slash, but Relun secures that turtle. Is down way too deep. Jinxiang loses his life. Relun will be able to dash out. He's got that level 4. Bellamy in too deep. Will be stunned up, locked up, slowed down, waiting for the Goon Squad to end his life.
Yeah, that's the Valir that is really scary, right? And Pabico on this Valir is just constantly stun locking the likes of Bellamy and the likes of even to a certain extent Jinxiang as well. So I think if you're Team Singapore, you have to be very careful. Don't forget, even though early game, heavy spin.
That's lockdown of Jinxiang. The rest of Goon Squad is right here. It's a 4-on-1. That's the collapse. As Philippines not happy about that team fight right before that turtle.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a sign of life that was given over the side Team Singapore, but over the side of Team Philippines, wrestle that control all the way back for once. We don't really have a goal lead that's swinging in the favor of either side for now, but Team Philippines, there is still the claw that's also scaling. Keith on the Grandeur is also should be able to lane bully as well from afar. And I really need to see a lot more coming out from Bellamy, right? Bellamy on this high velocity to lead the charge to basically stun lock, and then after that, providing Royven with the Mystic Gush.
Yeah, taking a look at itemizations. Looks like he is going for the Clock of Destiny first, at least a little bit of damage paired up with a sizable defense right in the early game, which is pretty much what they need. Singapore still staying healthy and staying on par with Philippines. A much better start for Singapore.
Yeah. Great start for now, but it seems like, Team Philippines was able to stabilize that one. Looking to scale. We haven't seen Venuia really, trying to find Relun as well, because Relun, is a Paquito, does a lot of burst damage. It's something that Venuia must be a little bit careful. Jinxiang rolling, looking for a target to crash onto, but decides to back off.
It doesn't want to commit underneath that turret. That's way too risky. You have a pretty good lead. You want to risk yourself right before this turtle. We're starting things up. De La Cruz knows where Relun is. Jinxiang hiding himself. Bellamy takes the short side of the map. We're going to punish De La Cruz for coming in too deep, but he's a Cho. He will be able to skirt that out nicely. The red carpet lays down. Jinxiang finds an angle. The turtle gets a reset. It's all in the plans. It's Philippines. Toys with them. That's Venuia with the final slash, pushing them away. Mystic Gush will deal a lot of damage as Venuia gets sealed down underground by Relun.
But at the very least, that's a Paquito in the early game, right? Albeit the turtle completely forgotten by both of these two teams. But Team Singapore was able to at least get 1 kill all the way down for the side of Venuia, trying to hold down the Arlor as Jinxiang picks up the second turtle.
It is in that 1.1% that Singapore will fight back. It's in that 1.1% that Singapore still has that fight left. They're not going down without trying their best. This will be one of their last few games as Bellamy, no. He's in the wrong position, getting kicked back. He's slowed down. Bellamy delaying his death. The red carpet lays down, but a little bit too late. De La Cruz left all alone. Will skirt back out. Philippines just leading the charge underneath that turret, underneath the base, but on the back line, Wilun dealing a lot of damage. Mr. Gush comes in a little bit too late. Keep from back line, might be able to hit it. That is Wilun with the charge, with the jab, and with the flick of play.
Diablo.
Oh, Diablo still not on wood just yet. Nepomuceno will punish him for getting a little bit too deep. That's a mega kill from Nepomuceno. As Philippines leading the charge, are not too happy about what Singapore has done to them.
At the very least, there's a bit of a trade coming in between both these two teams. To be honest, this is also Team Philippines playing a little bit weird as well, right? They're overcommitting a little bit too much over to the side of Team Singapore, but that's also because they're kind of expecting Royven on this guard to unleash the Mystic Gush earlier just now. Team Singapore literally gave Jin Xiang and also Bellamy over to the side of Team Philippines, and now Team Singapore leading the siege up top.
Might be overextending though. Jin Xiang makes a U-turn, take down that T1, getting out of there. Singapore got what they want. Philippines still on par, neck and neck with Singapore still.
Maybe they got the note from the producer, hey, too fast, game number 1. But of course, you know, game number 2 this time around, a lot more signs of life coming in. And this is a very awkward fight, right? Look at Royven's positioning.
Yep.
There's a lot of chance and opportunities for the fact that you can then use the Mystic Gush, but maybe because they're afraid and they're also waiting for William to come in to land down the punch. And after that, you can see William with the flicker punch at the same time will be able to find Pipico's mark right there, pick up the killing spree, and now you've got a Paquito that is slowly scaling.
That's beautiful. And also, you have Nepomuceno way too deep into enemy territory, and like you said, overextending on that one. They was not aware that Wilun was around the vicinity. De La Cruz heading deep into the jungles, into the purple buff area. Turtle getting pulled out by Philippines. Bellamy giving that vision play. Jin Xiang ramping up for that spin, ramping up for that roll. Royven a little bit too late. No Mystic Gush for now, as Philippines ramping up the charge, just pushing in back. Bellamy will be the first to fall though. Slowed down, stunned up, but buy some time for Team Philippines. That's the final slash on the 3. Singapore is in shambles as Philippines runs over them.
Yeah, I would say it's just Vinuya running over there. The fight is not over yet.
Look at Wilun on mid side. He's pushing in. He's buying some time for Singapore. He's got that fight.
This is a very awkward game. I'm pretty sure Coach Aeon also would not approve of this kind of messy brawls that Team Philippines is throwing at Team Singapore. But at the very least, you know, Coach Aeon is definitely going to have a little bit of identity crisis right now.
Yep. At the very least, though, Singapore trying to find trades. At the very least, Wilun does have that damage, but he is on a timer. The longer this game goes, Philippines is constantly going to scale up. They're not going to only have to deal with Papico, De La Cruz, and Vinuya. They're going to have to deal with a huge melting damage from the loss.
Yeah, I think it's just that, you know, Wilun is trying to find an angle to come in, but the Glorious Pathway is used to basically pull back and retreat.
Yep. At least he knows that bottom side. I can't believe that this wasn't a replay. I thought we'd been here before, Jace.
Yeah, definitely, right?
Jin Xiang, no. Oh, Wilun! With a 2-man hit up from that bottom side. Jin Xiang is all left all alone right now. Nepomuceno already overextending, but it's 8 kills for the Sakai.
Look, if you want my expert analysis, I would say Wilun did a very good job earlier just now. You know, split pushing a little bit, put some pressure, put some flanks. So at least Wilun's doing a great job as a Paquito. But don't forget, Team Philippines is on a steady top.
There's a reposition. Won't be able to chase that one up. Vinuya taking a lot of hits. Will be able to dash out. One more hit. One more hit. The long and Vinuya gets out. The red carpet falls, but they don't want to chase it too much. They're going to push that situation. Pushing Bellamy all the way back. De La Cruz coming in. That's the kick. That's the jump. That's the stun up. That's Keith with the kill on De La Cruz.
The laser coming out from Roy and also Kiv land down the shot. I think more importantly is whether Keith actually holds on to the Sky Piercer, because that's going to be definitely a good stack coming in. And don't forget, we've been here before, even in AGQ, right? Yeah, thank you very much. Sky Piercer stack is already here, and you know, we've been here before. When the Granger starts rolling with Savages, and after that Maniacs, because of the Sky Piercer stack stacking up over and over again, yeah, this Granger may be a very scary Granger.
Papico forced to use the flicker, forced to use the ultimate. No major resource already utilized. De La Cruz very deep in. On the back, Vinuya finding an angle for a final slash. He's holding on to that one. Junsang gets repositioned back all the way. No more boxing for this first Lord take. Singapore extended a little bit too far, Jace. Bellamy over next to fall, and they keep slowing him down.
Yeah, and that's the power of Pabico and also the rest of the members from the side of Team Philippines, right? It's just a constant slow roasting of Team Singapore, one after another on top of with Pabico and alongside with Pillars, of course, with the corrosive side already. There's nothing. Wait, he didn't even have it. My God.
For an extremely close fight where Singapore kind of won it out and equalized the economy line. Philippines economy scaling up. We haven't seen Pilas actually fully committing with the Blazing Duet or any of these big damage moves. He does have the Holy Trinity. Let's take a look at the replay to see what actually went down.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, the overwhelming amount of damage that Pilas and also Binuya alongside with Nepomuceno. Nepomuceno is CC constantly stun locking onto Bellamy, and then after that it's just, you know, Royven already better flickered. There's no way that the Gord, even though riding on a skateboard, you expect him to actually zoom, room, but he cannot actually run away.
What you can't run away from as well is the Lord marching from that top. It's Philippines trying to sync up that wave. Wilun trying to find any consolation that he can with the split pushes. I think that is the strategy that he wants to go for. As Nepomuceno keeping the bottom side busy. Lord being chauffeured upon by 4 members of Philippines on that top side. The crash will land. That's the final slash on the 2. A little bit too close for comfort right there. So Rick up and gets laid down. But that's a lot of damage from Keith on the backside. Nepomuceno pushing everyone back out. That's counter re-engage.
Great engage coming up on the side of Nepomuceno. Will be able to find the back line and then start pushing into...
Oh no, another one. The final slash on Wilun. He gets caught out. Keith still staying happy, still staying fine. That's an 11-minute game. They still have the minions on the mid side.
Being cleared out by the side. Keith flickers forward. Okay, that's going to be a Sky Piercer. Pilas going in.
Pilas going in. He will seal the deal. That's the gold lane versus the gold standard. Philippines, they're pushing it in. Bellamy comes out, but there's nothing much that the Hylos can do. He still got Royven though. Keith is still needed. It's 25 seconds. The final slash once again, Jace.
Man, Binuya is finding all this final slash. It feels like, you know...
Missed the gush. Or laid down, Bellamy. Taking a lot of hits. There's Pilas, no minions, no problem. They still got another fat wave coming in. There's 3 members out for Singapore and Philippines showing their discipline, getting the heck out of there.
Well, Nepomuceno was actually rubbing his nose just now as he's playing. You can see, hey, I just need one hand. But jokes aside, right, it's just Team Singapore right now has 2 open bays that they need to defend from. And I feel like there's 2 or 3 times that Binuya was able to find amazing final slash. This is Exhibit B. This is the second one already, right? Yeah, because don't forget, final slash, the cooldown is so short, and that's why Binuya was able to spam all across the board. And now with Keem right there, I think he definitely has to try to do something, right? Overcommitting over to that one. Pillars also flickering, also finding that kill as well. So yeah, being able to deny Key from building on the Sky Piercer stack is something that Team Philippines is looking to do.
I think for Singapore, they're giving way too many free kills over the Philippines. And for Singapore though, Nepomuceno almost getting caught out. That's the jump by the Boxia. Philippines slowly pushing it in. They're 10k gold lead ahead. Singapore will not be able to contest for this. Lord will go over the hands of Philippines unless, you know, a miracle happens. But it's way too fast. Yep, that's the blitz. Philippines will pick that one up.
Yep, blitz it up very quickly. I would say it's a little bit difficult because definitely Team Philippines has already scaled, and now, okay, maybe this is a way they can do it.
A stun onto Nepomuceno, able to push Bellamy back. That's a counter re-engage. Philippines is so fast and so far ahead. It's the push back on the Whip Dragon. Bellamy gets caught out. He will be the sacrificial lamb once again. As Singapore on the defense, they cannot step foot out of this base.
Yeah, the basic gush is already used as well. Bellamy, the sacrificial lamb, given over side of Team Philippines already, and now there's a lot of marching in. Wilun trying to make a play right here, trying to look for a pickoff.
Bottom side, but De La Cruz not too worried about this. He still has the immortality. Fabico taking a lot of shots from Keith. At the very least, Keith has that damage, but not a lot of defense. Bellamy's still out and about, still out of commission. That's the final stage once again. Binuya not expecting that at all. The burn will take Keith out. No damage for Singapore. 3 members down. Philippines will take the charge over the throne and take down game number 2 without just taking out the rest of Singapore with them.